There is one person, let's call him A. Every day he works 6 days a week, he doesn't have any savings. When he's on holiday, he only uses it to go out for a walk or, worst of all, clubbing. Every time he has free time, he always uses it to scroll through TikTok's social media, Instagram, maybe even dating apps, just to get a dopamine shot. Then there's person B, even though he also has the same job as person A, but every time he has extra money he uses it to build something, opens a new business, and almost every profit from his business he uses to what to invest in so he can live life without thinking about money so he can pursue his dreams. Then when he has free time he uses it to exercise, learn to read books, and build relationships in his mind with that woman or partner later so he doesn't spend his time chasing. Even if a woman has a crush on her and chases her, then she will consider love. Well, to be honest, of the two types of people, A and B, most people are between A and B, and even though you are now type B, I'm sure you have. I was type A before, so for those of you who are type A and you realize that you can't continue like that, that's good. The fact is that type A is a phase that everyone has to go through. So, to become like B, I will give you some guides or instructions so that you can be superior. Music, first of all, you have to be a competitive person. Why are many people unable to be competitive? Because from the time we were little, our education system created or limited our competitive spirit. For example, when we were still in school, for example, we had homework. In mathematics, we pay our friend who was in first place, for example, or business consultants to manage our money so that we can get more. People will think we are great. Well, the difficulty for people to be competitive is made worse by social media on our social media, which is only served by the top 1%, aka the rich people you are. Look at social media, it's in the top 1% of Indonesian society, 99% of which are lower middle class people. If I'm not mistaken, I'll correct you later, yes, I once saw data that people whose income was above 10 million were only 5% of our total society. This means that 95% of their income is below 10 million, and because we are always presented with the life and lifestyle of people who are at the top of the 1%, our standards are high. Previously, life was simple. We went to school, we went to college so we could get a decent job, buy a car, buy a house so that we can be attractive in the eyes of the opposite sex, then we can get married, have children, and so on, simple things like that. Because social media has become complicated. In the past, a worker could earn twice the minimum wage. He probably had to work for at least 5 years, which means if he graduated at the age of 22, then at the age of 27 he can only earn twice the minimum wage. Now I see that young people are required to graduate from college and immediately earn a large income. To be honest, looking at today's societal standards, I feel like living in this day and age is quite difficult, but we can't make it happen. The world adapts, we lose, we have to adapt ourselves to the world. So don't just look at the lives of rich people on social media, try to be a little more competitive so you can live like them, or at least you can live a decent life. Secondly, you have to have an obsession, not the same obsession. Other people, right? That's scary. What I mean is having an obsession with your goals, with you, with your dreams. Obsession is for you to be able to push through limitations in a world like today. You can't work. Life balance can't be like that. You have to sacrifice something to be superior to the people around you, because I am sure there will always be people who are willing to work harder than us, who are willing to sacrifice more than us. For example, I have to choose 2 of 3 things: family, work, and my partner also choose family and work, even though it impacts me. Maybe I'm late getting married, but I'm at the point where even if I don't work, I can still live a luxurious life until I die. Third, try to restrain yourself. Almost everyone in the world is a consumer. By restraining yourself, that doesn't mean you can't consume. Yes, consumption is the natural instinct of all human beings, all of us, like Netflix, watching football, watching concerts and so on. Apart from that, to live, We have to always buy products, so we cannot avoid consumptive behavior, but we can resist it. We try to be consumptive accordingly. Our abilities. Don't let us go into debt just because we follow a consumerist lifestyle, but don't be too frugal or too restrained, because if we avoid buying things that make us happy, our life won't be fun. If life isn't fun, we'll get tired quickly. The fourth one is not productive. I'm smart at asking questions. When I was still in college, I maintained a lot of relationships with seniors and even alumni. Because of that closeness, they often gave me advice about life, that over time the advice about life turned into advice about business, about finances, and because I'm interested I ask them more and more often here. I realize that the way I ask affects their response or answer. For example, if I ask via chat, "Sir, can I ask for advice?" No, from my experience, questions like this are rare even though we are close. If you reply, it usually takes a while or the answer is not satisfactory. Why is that? Because when we chat with people who are really busy, we shouldn't chat about something that adds to their busyness, because when they reply they have to listen to your story, understand your story, and understand how your condition is and what happens after they give advice. They also feel responsible for following up. How do you feel after carrying out the advice they give? You're tired, so next time when you want to ask someone above you, immediately ask an additional clear question. For example, you chat, "Sir, I want to ask for advice," and luckily, that person gave advice, but if you don't do it then he will be too lazy to give you any more advice. Fifth, money is not everything. For me to be superior to many people, so being rich is not enough, but what determines whether you are superior to other people is skills, knowledge, wisdom, and self-confidence. For example, there is a person who is crypto FOMO, then he joins in buying Shiba coins, and because the pom-poms of people's coins go up he becomes a billionaire, and even though he is rich, does he have knowledge that he can use to repeat success again, isn't it? In fact, lucky people like that will only repeat the same steps. They will invest in new crypto coins in the hope that their luck will repeat itself. But luck rarely comes a second time. The same goes for you stupid people who, if you are lucky enough to win at gambling, the money won't last long, because you will definitely gamble again in the hope that you can win big, just like the CEO of a national class company. Yes, it could be that your knowledge is greater than that of an international class CEO, so don't use money or wealth as a benchmark. Don't be rigid. Be very strict about the money you use. It's income for other people. Every big building you pass, every time you come home from work, someone has it. So don't always think that money is hard to find. Money is rare. That's the kind of thinking that will trap you. If you can be relaxed and comfortable when holding money, so it can help you to find additional income. Maybe start a small side, or you can even open a big business. Maybe other effects will make you not stingy, so it's easy to give. Being a generous person is one of the keys to being a generous person. Rich, why? Because when we can provide more value to other people, then those people will provide much greater value than the money we spend. Okay, to change your life so that you are superior to the people around you, you don't have to immediately try to do it. Just do it one by one, because no matter how far we go, it starts with a small step. Okay, that's all from today's lecture on our life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.